What's up? My name is Kris Krohn. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about real estate and whether it's too expensive to invest in. I get it. Prices have gone up, but the question is, are there still ways for you to be able to afford it when everyone else is saying it's just too dang unaffordable? In today's video, we're gonna explore how to invest successfully in real estate, even if the prices are as high as they are, or even if they're gonna keep going up. Let's go. For the last 3 years, everyone is just waiting for a bust. They want the market to crash so that real estate can become affordable again. But I have news for you. You're gonna be waiting maybe a decade. You're gonna be waiting years because the prices of real estate are not going to keep coming down until we remedy the missing millions of homes that we need to build for the market. It's going to take the better part of a decade. So yeah, in 2024, 2025, homes are expensive. First-time homebuyers in the past year fell to a record low of just 24% of all buyers, according to the NAR. Before 2008, the share of first-time homebuyers hovered around 40%. Now, that is a cataclysmic shift. So does this confirm the worst, that real estate is no longer a realistic or an affordable investment? Let's start by talking about what is affordable. I got some stats here. We're looking at 1980, okay, 44 years ago, where the average salary is sitting at $22,000 a year. I want you to think about that. And the median home price back then was $47,000, basically double a salary. If you fast forward to today, joint household income, $85,000. So it's gone up 4 times from the $22,000 salary of 44 years ago. However, a home now is no longer $47,000. It's gone up literally 10x. It's $415,000. That is 5 times more than salary. So over the last 44 years, we've gone from a house being double a salary to now being 5 times a salary. And at the end of the day, what does it mean? Yeah, real estate is unaffordable. What it really means is that the strategies that we were using then to buy real estate need to be different today. Because if we go back 44 years, you could literally have a single income household that could afford to buy a home. You fast forward to today, most people are needing at least 2 incomes and maybe even 3 to qualify for that same home. So yeah, real estate does cost a lot more. It's still just as an amazing investment. It's still where I put my money because it keeps growing and it outperforms 401ks and IRAs in the stock market. But the strategy of how I buy it, yeah, it's had to change. Let me tell you some of the things that people are doing to get creative and think outside the box. Number 1, if they already own a home, they're looking at using a home equity line of credit to pull money out to buy a home. Number 2, they're using their retirement funds to buy real estate because real estate is outperforming their 401ks and IRAs. Like the 20-year average on a 401k, that report just came in for 2024, and it's literally sitting at 4.2%. Did you know that real estate outperforms that? Why put money in a 401k or an IRA if you're gonna do better in real estate overall? In fact, here's the crazy one. If you take a look at the average 65-year-old today, their average retirement of combined 401ks and IRAs, $254,000. Compare that to the average equity that they have in their home, it's $304,000. In other words, their accidental retirement plan of home equity is outperforming their intentional retirement plan of 401ks and IRAs. Now, on top of that, you have some people that are getting into multifamily, like a 3-plex or a 4-plex, and they're living in one unit and they're renting out the others. They're getting creative, and they're getting more creative when it comes to crowdfunding, partnering, syncing up with other people, saying, how can we come together and still own real estate? Because it's a great investment. We might just need to do it a little bit differently. Now, I'll also tell you that some of the traditional strategies are still available today, right? You can get an FHA loan from the government with a 3.5% down payment with a 580 credit score or higher. There are some USDA and VA loans that require literally 0 down payment if you're in the right kind of agricultural areas. And then Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac normally have conventional loan types where they want like 5 or 10% down. Right now, they have a new Homes Possible Loans program that allows borrowers who make less than 80% of their neighborhood median income to obtain a conventional loan, not with 5% down, but now even as low as a 3% down payment. So even in the lending world, you still have your typical, 3 and 5%, and in some cases, 0 down payment options. The strategy that I originally used that was very, very useful, I took 14 months and I saved up a 3% down payment on a home. And back then, that was a lot of money for me, but I bought an entry-level, tiny little home. And when I did it, I bought it with a basement apartment. And that meant that when I moved into the upstairs and rented the basement rent actually covered my entire mortgage. If that hadn't been the case, I still had a couple of rooms upstairs that I could have rented out. This is called house hacking. Because ultimately, I bought a home, I bought it below market, I was willing to have roommates, I was willing to rent the basement. I was basically saying, you guys help pay for this thing, because I really can't fully afford a house on my own, and financially I want to be smarter strategically, so help a guy out. Then a year later, I took the equity out of this house and I used it as a down payment on my next house. Now, it was a nicer house, it was a newer house, and I could have made it my house, but I didn't. Instead, I did a lease option. That meant that I put a family in there that gave me $3,000 of non-refundable down payment. I had a positive cash flow of $600 a month, and they promised down the road to buy the house. In their situation, they didn't end up buying it, so I rented it a little bit longer. When I sold it, I made $130,000. I used that money to go and buy more real estate. So this is the creative side of real estate. They're not making any more of it. It's gonna keep going up. If I can just find a way to get creative and co-sign or work with someone else or pool something together or have, roommates, then I still can make a house affordable again. And then within a few years, that house has gone up in value. I can extract huge chunks from it, and now I can make real estate affordable again. And if you get on the right side of that game, then you might, like me, own hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of homes, starting literally with practically nothing. Now, if you're watching this video and thinking, Kris, I don't even know if I can do that. Maybe I can work hard at my job. Maybe I can save up a little bit of money. I want you to check this out. If you can even just save up a few $1,000s, there's a way for you to put that in real estate. For example, one of the brand new options that I've just brought to the market, I have a brand new public fund. It's called the Kronos Real Estate Fund. And what I do is I go out there and I basically put the large stacks of money down on these homes, but the money comes from a lot of people pulling their money together, sometimes putting in as little as $3,000. But here's the cool part. Whether I'm buying a really big house or a tiny house, their $3,000 still earns the same ROI, the same return on investment, which means that getting into real estate has never been easier before. Guys like me are finding a way to make it available to you. And if you click the link below, you can literally learn about investing in my Kronos fund. You can see my track record on my last couple thousand deals. You can see the ROIs that I'm earning. And together we're gonna kick the trash out of 401ks, IRAs. We're gonna get amazing returns. So even if the prices of real estate still go up, you can still become an investor literally today. Click the link below and let me show you how to get involved right now. Who knew that if the market became more unaffordable, that it could actually become easier to invest in real estate? Listen, if you've watched this video and you're like, I still don't think it's possible, your problem might actually not be financial, it actually might be your mindset. I'm gonna tell you right now that the majority of winning any game of life, it's psychology. More than anything else, it's literally how you think, which is why I decided to make you a different kind of video that could help you find your limiting beliefs, overcome them. In fact, watch right here. Let me strengthen your mindset right now.